of ice fishing. You guys can come forward just a little bit more because we'll be on the PowerPoint here a little bit. Everybody see you good?
Right on time.
Well, the first thing to know before you're getting started is that when it comes to being safe on the ice, that's always my #1 priority. We want to make sure that the ice is thick enough that that you can walk on it easy enough. We don't want to go out on thin ice because then you might fall through. The game of fish likes to say about 4 inches of ice, which is about that deep is your minimum for walking. But I like a little bit more. I like to feel a little bit safer while I'm out there. I always carry some spikes with me. Those diagrams show you what those look like. I have to carry these with me. These are called ice picks. These pull apart. Got a couple of sharp pointers on both sides of them, so if you were to fall through, just take these off around your neck, and you can pull yourself back up. I've never had to use them yet, but I do carry them with me because it is better to be safe than sorry. I also wear cleats on my feet, and they do recommend you carry. Sometimes if you're going out early ice or like late ice, like in April, you should bring a rope too. And always come with somebody else just to make sure that you got somebody that can help you in case you were to get in trouble. This is just kind of a little diagram of what some of the sites say. You have 4 inches where you can start walking on the ice, and then up to 15 inches is where you can put a truck on. But that's that's what they say is a minimum. But it's kind of up to you. I don't have a 4-wheeler or a snowmobile like this I'm doing here, so I just walk wherever I go. And the first things first, when you're out there, if you're cold, you're not going to have any fun, even on an icy day. So it's always good to wear something, a heavy coat, some snow pants, some bibs, and boots that have some insulation in them. I use the Clam Ice Armor suit that's hanging up here. It's waterproof, windproof, so the wind doesn't bug me in this thing. And it's got a little bit of insulation. There are a few different suits out there that are a little more heavily insulated, but for me, this just works whatever I need it for. There are other things out there too. I mean, some guys just wear their hunting clothes out on the ice. It's kind of up to what you. I just like the suit because it's got the windproof, it's waterproof, so it's really nice to have. To get to the fish, you got to get through the ice. Hand augers is what a lot of guys still use these days. I don't have one of those with me. It's just a little crank that you just move around until it goes to the ice. A little bit harder, a little more work, especially when the ice is thicker like it is right now. Some people are using electric augers now. Some of them use a battery to get through. Others like the conversion kit here from Clam. It actually has an auger bit with a drill on top, and you just push all the way down. They're really handy kind of fixture, I hope. And they're really light. This one here is only about 10 pounds. And it'll last you about 100 holes in the drill. This fits right in the drill? Yep, just fits right in. It's a plate here, the auger bit, and the drill over on top. So it's a lot of Clam guys are using this the last couple of years. I used it once. It's pretty handy. It's nice. It's very good, which is nice for run haul and all this stuff. It's nice to have a little bit less weight there. Gas augers are what the majority of your ice fishermen are using these days. They're a little bit heavier than the other augers. This one here is 32 pounds. But the nice thing about these is you don't need the battery. You don't have to worry about charging a battery. You've got a full tank of gas. It'll get you through 100 holes or better. Depending how much gas you put in the tank. But yeah, the big thing is this is good for the really cold weather where the batteries aren't always the best. But you do sacrifice the longevity with the amount of weight that you're picking up here. And then you guys come out. Whoever comes out, we get a chance to drill a couple of holes. It's pretty easy, a lot of fun stuff. When you drill as many as I do. And rods and reels. There are a lot of different rods out there that are pretty specific per species. Some people can just buy a couple of rods from like the store, from like the Rooster, or someplace like that. And that's really fine. But I guess I like to have a little play with my fish. I like to go for trout, perch a lot. Up in Deerfield, for instance, like where I was this morning. And I like to use an ultralight rod. little stiffer. But if you got shorter rods like these ones that have a blade to them, catching a trout or a perch is fine. Fish. There's all kinds of different setups. I mean, you see what I've got here. You've got just your standard rod and reel setup. Your standard rod and reel setup, you know, for the open face reel. I use every once in a while. I'll bring out the flywheel design here. It's gotten a little more popular the last couple of years. There's a no twist in your line. So when your bait's sitting down there, it's not twirling around like this, it's just holding still. So when you're moving your bait around a little bit, jiggling your rod, the bait's just holding that same direction. Your spinning rod, let's twist line. You might have a different spinning rod we have, like this one here from Treasure Clam reel. Nice and light, it's got a lot of good play. I stick a spring barber on here, just to be able to see those light bites a lot. It's a lot better.
Is that the spring?
Yeah, that's what the spring is for. I like to see my bites. So I put these ones to get creative with it. And then like this one there, I just had to get bottles at the store. Just so I can kind of see those light bites. Especially when it comes to perch, bluegills, yeah, it's nice to be able to see that a lot. And then if you're going for bigger fish, you'll see you'll have bigger rods. This one here. When I was out doing some Laker fishing earlier, this one, if you took this, it's quite a bit stiffer. Smaller fish for the most part, so especially the smaller size fish. Then you got your tip ups. This is a kind of a different version of tip up that Clam does, called the Great Warrior. How this works, this thing sets here with the flag right as their little announcements in the middle here. When the fish starts to take your bait, like pops up. So you just know what you get. Head after. Nice little setup. You can actually reel your fish as opposed to a tip up where you're actually just pulling the line by hand. Line guys use those. These are really handy too if you don't want to reel your fish. Kind of fun. And tackle. There's so many different forms of tackle out there these days. I've got 3 cases in here full. Tackle. This box here is going to bunch of my light stuff that I use for perch and trout. Whoa! And this is mostly spoons or heavier stuff that I use. I'm just trying to pull in fish. You got your flatter spoons that get a lot of when they fall in these twirl, they twirl out. A lot of flash. For the most part, I don't think I use jigs fishing for perch and trout, so I've got here, it's got them and then one back. A lot of different colors. I like to use the tungsten. It's heavier than lead, which most jigs are made out of these days. And like the ones from Clam and a couple other places are really nice too. And they're very colorful. One of the guys I take out with me swears by one of these Clam jigs right here. It's all special. Tomorrow this morning, on top 30 fish. Then there's bigger lures if you're using them for walleye for bigger species, so they're heavier, bigger for bigger fish. And then you've also got the plastics. If you don't want to use live bait, that's just really popular. Take out these ones here. These are called Mackie plastics. Pass right on. And they got scent in them so that you can bring it so the fish, when they bite it, they're not tasting plastic, they're tasting actual oil or fish oil. And then you've got some other types of lures. You guys can come up with afterwards and kind of look around the world jigs if you want. You've got your jigs, you've got your spoons, you've got your regular palas. There's so many different lures out there these days. It's really hard to pick out the one. And there's something I can flashers, which what these are, these flash. This is mine. This is a hummingbird. This is a Vexlar, a friend of mine lets me use. That's what you used to see. You see them to them, you see the fish. being on the boat, you'll just see it go down here, wherever you want it to go. And you'll see a fish go up, and you'll watch one of those two when you're on the meat. That's when the fish is going to bite you, within the bite your hand. So I got 2 of these to use. We'll try and get another one before the trip. But yeah, those. Yeah, when you get a chance to use those, it'll be. I can fish pretty much anywhere from about 5 foot all the way down to 100. I usually fish around, at my average, about 15 to 30 foot. It's kind of about the area I usually fish in. Like this morning, I was fishing on 30 foot and 30 feet deep water, and that's where I was catching all the fish this morning. And then my friend who was with me, he was also about 35 feet. He was catching a bunch of fish too. So it just kind of depends on where you are in the fishing. I was at Deerfield this morning. I usually go to Sharon Lake, I go to Deerfield, I go to Pactola once in a while, Center Lake, I go to a few lakes here and there. Computer, no, I've been up there before. Oh, nice. And there's other models here. We got, here's my home right here. So you got little rances, there's a whole bunch of different models out there these days. It just kind of depends on what. Those are what I prefer, and they work really well. Shelters, which I just picked this one last year. It's a Grand Legend Thermal. Really nice if you want to. After the program, go ahead and go inside there, take a seat, kind of feel how comfortable it is. Got a really nice comfortable seat, light bar on top, wind, heat. You don't have to worry about getting cold while you're sitting there. I'm also going to bring out a hub style that it's about 5 foot wide to 5 foot wide. It pops up, so you can actually just get a few guys in there if you want to get out of the wind and just fish some poles right inside there. I'll bring that out too, so if it's a little colder, some guys in there. All right. This is considered a hub style. So you just pop the sides up, put the top up, and you've got a shelter right there. You got either 1 man. Yep, that's a requirement. There's also 2 mans, but I fish by myself a lot, so I'm underwater cameras, kind of flipping along the last 4 or 5 years. This one here that I use is a micro. It's all about the size of a cell phone. So it fits into a pocket, I got this little wire over sonar. But it works really well to see like the bottom looks like, see fish. They're biting really hard. I use it mostly to look at what the bottom is like. What are weeds? Is it dirt? Is it mud? I can determine where the fish are going to be based on what the bottom looks like. It's a really nice little camera, pretty small. You can fit in there about anything. Probably use that one to go out. Yep, I just leave it right. I just leave it close and I'll leave it right in this little mountain. I can use flasher and I can throw this down a hole if I want to see what else is down there. And see if I can see fish. I can see the bottom. What it looks like. The water is clear. There's actually a video here. This is what it'll look like when you're looking at the camera. You see fish, you see your jig. See this little guy. This is somebody else recorded this for us. But you kind of see what it looks like. I like to watch it from a jig. Just see what it looks like. Because you can actually see how the fish are reacting by watching how they go watching on the camera. Like that guy there, you missed it. You might have set the hook right there if you hadn't watched it. There's bigger cameras. I mean, that's like one of the small ones in the market. There's ones that have got bigger screens on them. They're about 6, 7 inches big. Yeah, cameras used to be a lot bigger now. They're pretty small. Yeah. The places I like to go, but once you have all the stuff, like where you want to go, you can go to Sheridan, you can go to Pactola, you can go to Orman. spots marked out where I've fished before, where I caught some fish, so go ahead and take a look at those if you get a chance. I don't keep a lot of fish. I like to practice what's called selective harvest. Which just means that if I catch the bigger fish, I just let them go, because those are the ones that we want to keep in the population there. They're the strongest ones. If you take all the big ones out, all you're left with is the weaker fish. So you can keep the smaller fish if you want. Nobody really has a problem with that. But and some guys, it's kind of up to you. You don't have to let everything go. If you want to keep fish, you can keep fish. It's not nobody can tell you not to keep fish. But I just choose to let the bigger ones go, just so they can stay down there and keep the population strong. There's some different things I do. There's different sites like Those Rods have got Ice Hawks Anonymous on them. It's a local organization here. That's a really good one to be a part of if you guys have a Facebook page or anything like that. Ice Team, which I'm a part of, you can get information, different stats and figures like that on the website. It's a good thing to be a part of. The best thing about ice fishing though is just to have fun. You want to go out there with a buddy. You guys are out there. You can laugh, you can talk. You're having fun catching fish. I mean, like this morning we were out there. Between me and my friend who were out there, we probably caught 8 fish or more in 3 hours. Yeah, it was a good bite today. And we were just having a good time. Just talking about all the fish we were catching, or the big one that got away. Both of us caught this nice fish that got off the hook. So yeah, he said he had the biggest fish he's ever caught on his line. He got up to the hole and it got out. So I didn't get a chance to see it, unfortunately, but it was a big rainbow trout.
The biggest one I've ever seen.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But so anybody who's stick around to learn some of this stuff, or go ahead and whoever's coming.